Hey, I'm Scotty T from Your Comedy Minute. I have Tim Young, also known as Black Ass Tim, with me. Tim, how are you?
Scotty, I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm feel like a woodpecker in a lumber yard.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of wood. That's a lot of wood. That's
So Tim, you're in
I heard good
Atlanta,
things.
right?
I'm
Well,
in
no, you're
Atlanta.
traveling. You're traveling now, but you are from Atlanta.
I'm from Atlanta. Did two shows in Augusta, Georgia last night.
Okay.
And made it just out of slavery. That was crazy. Those people are very dangerous. Um, now I'm here in Chicago. I'm doing two shows. No,
Okay.
three shows here in Chicago. And I'm telling you right now, Scotty, I don't know if you travel a lot, but
Oh yeah, I used to.
you should be thankful. I'm in Atlanta. We have one of the best airports. When you go out of town, man, these
Yeah.
fucking airports. I mean, dude, I saw an old lady just trying to make it. I had to get her a cart. You know, these guys who drive around, I tipped him $5. She was gonna die. So um it's all right, man. I love Atlanta. Atlanta's my home place. My home comedy club is
Yeah.
Uptown Comedy Corner.
Okay.
I got a lot of history there.
Okay. Well, let's start there. When did you start doing comedy?
Woo. Um, I started doing comedy when I moved to Atlanta, probably in the ninth grade. Atlanta being a hub
Okay.
of entertainment and everything,
Yeah.
those talent shows, they encourage that type of shit. And when I
Okay.
was 8 years old, I knew I wanted to be a comedian.
Okay.
But
Wow, that's great.
what,
Let
oh
me
yeah, dude,
stop you for a second. I worked in the music business, and I knew when I was 12 that I was going to be in the music business.
it's just one of those things. And I tried to avoid it. I was always the class clown.
Yeah.
Anytime I had a job, I was always put in a sales position. So I would
Yeah.
talk to people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've always been good at chopping it up. I'm really good at doing cocaine with executives. So they
Me
they
too. How do you think I
yeah, they
made it in
put
the
me in the
music business? That's really good. That's funny. Funny and true in my case.
so
Hey, I got to tell you this real quick. My boss, this is true story. He said to me, "This is true." He said, we have drug testing. If you test negative, you can't be here. You can't work here."
well
I knew
that
I knew right then I was in a good place.
dude, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like this. That sounds awesome because I just peed hot for my probation officer.
Oh
And
no, no.
dude, she said I had marijuana in my system. I mean, that's it. Okay, then we're good. Really, I think if it's just weed, fucking, I get a gold star. Send me on my way, dude.
I'm smoking the diet crack. What are you talking about?
Right, dude. What are you
That's
talking about,
I'm on the crack light. Oh,
man?
Christ. Well, let's take a second because Mook Main introduced me to you. Mook was on the show, and Mook is just God bless. I love Mook.
He's
But
hilarious, dude. He's
but
hilarious.
Mook introduced me. I said, Mook, you told me you'd send me some friends, and he told me about you, and he said he's from Alaska. He's a black Alaska guy. So when I called you, I said it. You acted like I was completely fucking nuts.
Well,
But now I'm finding out you really give me the scoop. What
so
black Alaskan,
my mother is in
the
the
last of the
black
Mohicans,
Alaskan.
the last of the black Alaskans.
Um I left Alaska as a kid, moved to Atlanta.
Okay.
So now the story is that now that I'm gone, there's no more niggas in Atlanta, no more niggas in Alaska, because I was
Alaskan
really
bush
easy.
people.
Right, I was
Alaskan
really
bush
easy to
people
find
are
in the
gone.
snow, but I loved it. I moved to Atlanta, culture shock.
Hotlanta.
There,
Hotlanta.
Atlanta,
Hotland. I know
yeah,
about Hotlanta.
yeah. Even the white girls got ass. So
Even the white
you know,
girls got ass.
Atlanta's different. So when I moved
It
to
is different.
Atlanta, I
It's a lot
it's
different.
southern. It might be a big city, but it's still southern. So
Yeah.
when they heard my voice and the way I speak, They were like,
Okay.
"Oh, why come you talk like that?" And I was like, "Bitch, that is not how you ask a
Why
question."
come you
So
talk like that?
why come? So
Why
I had
come talk
to,
like that?
but luckily enough, I was good at music. I was good at sports, and I could
Yeah.
talk shit.
Yeah.
There was one white boy who went to my high school. He used to keep all of his books in his book bag because he was afraid to go to his locker. When I got there, I was like, "Oh, a white person, I'll hang out with him." Then I saw him get his ass whooped like 3 times. I was like, "That's not my guy.
That's not my
That's not
guy.
that's not my guy. That's not my guy." So I really honestly living in the military, being in Alaska and all those
Okay.
cultural sensations.
Yeah,
When I
sure.
got to Atlanta, I didn't really I mean, honestly, I didn't how do you say? I didn't identify as a black person. I just identified as a human being. When you move to Atlanta, it's like moving to fucking Wakanda. You know what I'm saying? All the guys got muscles and know how to high kick. You know what I'm saying? It's a different kind of city,
He's Wakanda. Oh my
dude.
God.
There's no
No, no,
vibranium, but
we just for those of you that are just tuning in, we've never met. I've never met Tim, and Tim doesn't know I was in the music business, and I would be in what I would call VFW, very few whites. Sometimes I was the only white guy there. No, no, I'm not shitting you, Tim.
oh, absolutely.
I go to BET with Tony Braxton or R. Kelly or whoever, Usher. You talked about Usher
Everybody
in
wants to
your
know
days.
who the fuck is this guy.
Yeah. Oh, they call me the pop dude. Hey, get the pop dude a drink. They call me the pop dude. And you know why they call me? Because I was one of the first guys to be able to get Usher and TLC and SWV and R. Kelly and those guys played on white radio. So they called
Oh,
me
awesome.
pop dude. But no, I mean it
Okay.
was when you experience that cultural thing, that opens your eyes a little bit to, man, I ain't the only motherfucker out here.
Oh, listen, you got to figure it out. And my comedy when I started in Atlanta, my comedy was just jokes, man, just regular
Yeah,
ass,
just
simple
jokes.
ass jokes. And I had to, you kind of have to embrace who you are in
Oh
those
yeah.
situations. And I started talking about being Alaskan. I started talking about being black as hell.
Yeah.
Everybody used to talk about my voice, and now I make so much money doing voiceovers.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna, I tell people, man, stick to it. Don't get me wrong. My stick to it is 42 and is still smoking weed in parking lots, but I'm still sticking to it. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
Black Ass Tim, I just now got it because my buddy, hold it now, hold it, and I don't want to offend you, but I'm just being honest. My partner in Philadelphia, when I worked for BMG and we would go to the clubs and I'd be the only white guy and stuff. He'd say, "Man, that motherfucker's so black, he sweat ink.
Yo, listen,
That motherfucker sweat ink." Scotty.
I, you're gonna, Scotty. Let me tell you something. It's actually. I've been opening with the bit for so long that I've gotten tired of telling the same fucking joke. So I just switched up my whole thing. That's why
Right.
I'm in Chicago and I'm just getting this new material out. Um, but when you're
Before you say it, I hope I didn't offend you, but that's a true story.
no, dude.
And I had no idea, as a kid, white kid coming from York, PA, I had no idea that the darker you are, I was in a club one night and he said, "This place is getting dark." I thought it's been fucking dark all night. It was no, it got dark. It got dark.
No, dude. I have never and like I said, Atlanta was one of those culture shocks where, my mom would baby me with, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And when I got to Atlanta, they were like, "You black ass motherfucker." So, and these were black people. These are black
Yeah.
people. So I had to embrace that. I've
Yeah.
been called everything from a soft acon. Um, Somebody the other day called me a healed seal. I'll beat your ass. Keep it up, motherfucker. I'll kill you, man. Don't do that. So
Yeah.
you I've embraced all of those things.
Yeah.
And when you embrace that,
Yeah.
like you know this probably better than most, that a lot of comedians, the reason they're so good on their feet is because they got picked on.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
no,
we were
a lot of what you said, and maybe we lost, but I was class clown. I knew early on I was going to be in the music business. I love music, and I was lucky. I got to go. I knew what I was. Go for what you know. For anyone out there, young people,
Absolutely.
go for what you know, and then
Yeah.
excel at it. Work real hard at it.
Yeah, no, I was listen to the I would listen to the Red Fox, I would listen to the Richard Pryor. At 8 years old, I
Yeah,
told my mom I'm going to be the funniest person in America, and I'm still working at it at 42. But
you're doing
it
great. You're
never
doing great. I want to
it
I want
never
to run through
happened to
some
me.
numbers because you just to show people. And real quick, Red Fox and Richard Pryor and Mom's Mabley, those are the records my parents had. I grew up on
Oh,
Red
dude,
Fox and Mom's Mabley, and I don't know why, but that's it. Let me just run through this
dude,
because it's impressive. Your YouTube channel has 479 subscribers, 248 videos, 246,360 views. You not only have your stand-up stuff, but you do, because I looked at your Instagram, your Facebook. Do you do TikTok? I don't know.
I do the TikTok. I do the
Okay.
TikTok. The children said you got to do the TikTok, so I
Well,
do the TikTok.
you make some really funny videos. I just want to throw this out there because DL Hughley and a cussing pastor, that video you made.
Have you seen it? Oh
Yeah,
my
no,
God.
it wasn't. You reminded me of my buddy that I had on last week. He does a show each week called Talking Shit and Getting Clicks, and he picks out. And your thing was great.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I'm having to accommodate that because I'm in that small window, that area where,
Stand up comic, and not yeah.
and so I was doing stand up, I was doing corporate stuff, Mercedes Benz. I opened up at the Masters dinners for a bunch of times. Hootie,
Wow.
Darius, Darius, as they call him by his slave name, is a real dick, man. So
Wait a second. Are you
he,
talking about Darius Rucker?
yes, he wants to be the coolest black guy in the room.
Hold on. I got Dave Matthews Band. I worked with Dave Matthews, Darius
Uh-huh.
Rucker down in North Carolina. He showed up with 3, 4 in the morning. Help me, Lord Jesus. I think I've been hypnotized.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, this guy's a real. I heard he's in the news. But you know, I have done. I just opened up at a Kenny Chesney concert,
All right,
and
Kenny Chesney,
I don't even
RCA
know.
artist.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't even know who the fuck Kenny Chesney was.
But
But like I
I
said, I
bet you
did.
Kenny Chesney house was full.
Oh, he
Oh, is that the
it was
video you
packed
put
out.
up? Is that the
Mercedes
video you
Benz.
put up?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, there
Mercedes
was
Benz
nothing but
Stadium.
white people, and you just stood there.
So
That was
so
funny as shit.
basically, I got drunk with the roadie the night before,
Yeah,
and I ended up hanging out with the band during sound check. And while they're getting up, I got the opportunity to get on stage in front of Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I mean, it wasn't full,
wow,
but I got to tell one joke. I had like 45 seconds,
that's cool.
and I told them, "Good evening, everybody. I'm Darius Rucker." Right. And then some guy fucking, of course, he started chiming in and shit. I said, "Oh, so now we don't all look alike?" And I just got off the mic. You know what I'm saying?
No
Because
shit.
you gotta use that opportunity
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you get it. And now that I'm realizing in comedy that it was mostly promoters, word of mouth, this, that, and the third. Now, when I go to LA and I'm at Flappers or stuff like that,
yeah,
when I go to the Comedy Store, they're telling me I'm a great feature,
yeah,
and I could be a headliner, but I only have 3,000 followers, or I only have 5,000
yeah,
followers.
yeah,
If you don't have the followers, if you don't have that internet presence, it now in the comedy game is kind of crippling.
yeah. Listen, we'll talk. We'll talk off the record. I'll try to help as much as I can, but between you and me, or well, between you and me, how everybody's gonna watch this. But there's stand-up comics and there's the Instagram, TikTok folks.
Well,
And I
and I
belabor
can
this
tell you
point
something.
because every time it comes up, and it's just, pardon my French, the fucking reality of it.
Well, I can tell
The
you something that's
stand-up
really funny.
comics, and then there's the
Oh, dude.
TikTok, the TikTok Instagram folks. And the TikTok Instagram folks can sell out a room, but they're not good comics. At least, that's what I hear.
So at Uptown, it's kind of comics are mercenaries, dude. I'm a
And
hired gun. If I can make a quick $150 in 15 minutes,
yeah,
and then take your time. That's what I'm trying to do. And as much as I love my coworkers and stuff, like Mook Man was a great person to have around me because he's funny.
Mook
He
actually talked.
challenges you. He challenges you. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
Mook
saying?
talked about that. Ti, was it
Oh,
Ti
absolutely.
that Ti didn't? Yeah, Mook talked about that. I forgot about that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you gotta, iron sharpens iron in that aspect. But at Uptown, and I know a lot of clubs around the country, um, when the comedians see the headliner and they don't know him and they don't know if he's on, they don't know him from the circuit, we'll go to the comedy club because it's usually an internet person. And you got your 2 Fridays, your 2 Saturdays, and your one Sunday. By the time that internet person has done their first Friday, they end up hosting and we end up performing throughout the whole weekend and take it because he sells out all the shows, but they put them at host and then they put the comedians on the show so that they so people will stay. People will ask for their money back. They'll walk out. Niggas, it's Atlanta. Niggas are out here throwing chicken.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. It's it's uh it's weird right now. It's weird because there's, you know, you have the cancel culture. You have, like, for me,
Ooh,
and I have like the jokes I did, when I first started this 4.5 years ago. My God, I don't trans jokes and lesbian jokes and I mean, my God, especially it's
yes,
Pride Month.
those. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean,
You
I
got
don't do any
those
of that
bitches
shit
work out.
anymore.
You can't. They will come after you, dude. Those bitches work.
I don't do any of that shit. I mean, 1-800 bad idea. I
Yeah,
don't do
yeah,
any of
man.
that shit
And
anymore.
and it's and now, mind you, it's also very regional. You can go to Ohio with those jokes
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
kill.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You can go up and down the Midwest with those kind of jokes
yeah.
and murder, but you take that shit to
But
San Francisco or LA, they will boo you out of the building.
well, and here's the thing that I'm realizing. I don't want to hang my hat on that.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
don't want to hang my hat on
Absolutely.
lesbian,
Absolutely.
bi, gay, trans. I don't want to hang
No,
my hat
no,
on.
no, no,
There's
no.
certain things I always in. A lot of comedians on here. Funny is funny, and it doesn't. Funny doesn't see color. Funny doesn't see. Funny is funny,
Absolutely.
and if you're good enough or whatever, you can get people to stop. Look past some sketchy shit.
Absolutely. I mean, I live in Atlanta.
Yeah,
So when I tell any kind of LGBTQ joke, it has to be good.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It has to be good. You can't piddle paddle with that
Piddle
kind of stuff. And
paddle.
and the thing about it is that I put a post up about a Southwest flight attendant.
I
And
saw it. I saw it
yeah,
today. Yes.
and Southwest contacted me.
No shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and as funny as it was, and as many likes and as views as it got,
Yeah.
it's not my goal to be mean spirited.
No, 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 no,
I'm not out here trying to hurt anybody's feelings.
no,
If I'm out here hurting people's feelings, then I'm not doing my job.
no. Do you know, I got fired for telling jokes. That's how your comedy minute started. And believe it or not, no, this is no shit. Iron Horse, no shit. Tim, I forgot till recently when it happened. I came home and I was devastated. I've never been fired before. I've always been the manager of the year. And I remember, I think it was my sister, and I said, I've only ever wanted to bring joy to people's lives. That's why I told jokes. I wanted to bring joy to people's lives. And, it's taken me, 4.5 years, and I maybe a few. No, you know what I mean? That still, as a comedian, every day, like this interview, I'll watch back, man, I should have said this, or I forgot this.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, no,
And
no. I am.
good.
I look at it as a situation. Like I'm not in a position to get canceled, but
Me neither.
I
Me neither.
also know that I also know that as comedians, we all can't be Richard Pryor. We all
No,
can't be
no,
Eddie
no.
Murphy. So shows like this that you're doing give people an opportunity to use that comedy muscle and
Yeah.
do things. You can promote, you can write skits, you can act.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of things you can do in comedy. Everybody's not going to be Dave Chappelle. It's
No,
not
no,
possible.
no, it's not. But look, we ran a little because we had a little technical difficulty. But I want to be sure we cover everything. You got shows coming up, stuff you want to do, or that you want to mention.
Oh,
Please do that.
oh well. Oh my
Like right
God.
now, you're in Chicago right now,
I'm
and
in
you're busy.
Chicago. I'm doing
You're
riddles,
busier than a centipede at a toe counting contest. Go ahead.
but honestly, what I'm doing is I'm putting together a a catalog, kind of a small documentary for comedians. I'm calling it the Open Mic Tour, and I'm
Okay.
going from city to city, and I'm going to open mics in every city, in every city that Southwest Airlines flies to, at least. Um, and I'm just kind of taking a beat on what it is to be a stand-up comedian. Like we were talking about with your social media and your TikTokers and things like that. There's something lost in that time when people have to go on stage, work out a joke over and over again till
So
they
to
get
get it
tired of
right.
their own joke, you know? And that part of the culture seems to be diminishing. There are stand you I
I,
anytime I go on vacation, I'm like a real fiend when it comes to this. I love stand up so much. When I go places, if I go on
I do
vacation,
too.
I try to go towards the middle of the week so I can see if I can catch an open mic.
Yeah. Well, I just tell people jokes everywhere I go. Hey,
Go,
before I forget, Chocolate Unicorn Entertainment. That's the umbrella that everything's under for you.
that is the umbrella that everything is under.
Right.
Joke writing, screenwriting. I've been writing a lot of jokes for women. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to talk to my therapist about that. Um,
I'm going
I,
through a rather heavy
right.
period. I'm going through a rather heavy period. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you.
But Chocolate Unicorn is the umbrella.
Yeah, I want
Um,
to make sure
I
we
do
get
a lot of
everything in.
acting. I do a lot of
Yeah.
acting. I'm soon to be in a Tubi movie.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
not even sure. Yeah, and it's. I believe the title's unbelievable. I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about it right
That's
now, but
cool. That's cool.
it's going to be really awesome. And this is my first starring role. When you're doing movies in Atlanta, I'm always usually like I was slave number 42 in Django. I was in I was, I was in that Will Smith movie, Ain't Nobody See. You know, I
Slave
called the
number
director the other
42
day
in
and I
Django.
asked him, I
Django
said, I keep getting
Unchained.
these residual checks, Scott. I've been getting these residual checks. I told my grandma, I said, Grandma, I'm in a movie. She said, well, baby, I don't see
Slave,
your face.
slave
So I called
42.
the director again. He said, oh, nigga, we just needed your feet. We just put your feet on everybody.
Slave
I
42.
said, God damn, you just.
Ooh, man, man, that's comedy gold right there. I'm slave 42 in Django Unchained. There's his feet. Oh God, that's great. Well, look, we only got about 5 minutes left.
All
Again,
right.
we covered the chocolate unicorn entertainment. We covered pretty much everything. And you know I'm a self-serving bastard. I want your comedy minute because
Oh, my.
and as I told you, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. Make some shit up. You know, with Mook Maine being your boy, he set the bar pretty high.
Yo, listen, Mook set the bar. Yes, that's how you get pink eye, by the way. Um,
Brown eye. Don't it make your brown eye blue? Fuck pink eye. He had brown eye. No, she had brown eye.
oh my gosh,
She's
what a
like a
this guy.
mule back here eating
Ooh,
grass.
we already back there. You might as well, right? So,
All right, here we
oh,
go. Let's do a formal introduction. My buddy, Tim Young, Black Ass Tim, your comedy minute. Go ahead.
okay, my comedy minute. Booed. You know, a lot of comedians don't get booed anymore. We live in this world where they tell you, please don't say anything, keep your silence, you know, keep your conversations to a minimum. In Atlanta, when I came up, it was called the Apollo Night, and you got booed. They tell you to boo from the diaphragm when you come in there.
Boo.
Yes, I once saw a dude get up there, and he said, "I got 3 weeks to live. Y'all don't scare me." And somebody from the crowd said, "Die now, motherfucker." So let me tell you, Scott, this crowd is.
Die
I gotta
now,
be.
motherfucker.
Yes, I gotta be. What? I was probably 19. I was 19. No, I was 17.
Okay.
And I've been doing talent shows all over, sneaking into poetry slams,
Okay.
making
All right.
poems just so I can get in. And I get in there, and my mom tells me, "Baby, if you go into a real comedy club, be sure to dress up." It's not the right answer. It's not the right answer. I put on a fucking tie.
Oh
Um,
no. Oh
oh
no.
no, is right, Scott.
You got
So
up on stage. I
I
can
get
just
on
picture it.
stage. I get on stage, and God rest his soul, Nard Holston was one of the premier comics out here in Atlanta. I think I was on stage for probably 20 seconds before somebody started booing the shit out of me. So I run off the stage as those first timers do, trying to get out of the line of fire. And he says, "Man, you did all that and didn't even wear a tie." So I pull my tie out of my pocket and he says, "Motherfucker, you should go hang yourself." Wait,
Oh
Scott.
no! Oh,
Wait,
no!
Scott. So I muster up 3 months later. I got my friends. I've been working on my jokes. I go back, and this is how Black Ass Tim was born in Atlanta. Um, I get on stage again. I get about 2 jokes out. I'm going to say maybe 45 seconds on stage, and I get booed. He stops the crowd and says, "From now on, for the rest of the night, instead of booing comedians off the stage, we're now going to Tim Young them off the stage. When you hear the worst comedy you've ever heard, you just say Tim Young."
Tim Young.
So niggas was getting Tim Young off the stage for the rest of the night. So 3 months later, after I've worked on all my bits, I come back and I'm Black Ass Tim because everybody knows Tim Young and that he's terrible in comedy. So I had to call myself Black Ass Tim so black people
All
would accept
right.
me.
That's great. That's a great comedy minute. Oh God, Tim. Black Ass Tim. Thank you so much. Hey, listen,
Scott, let's keep
we're,
in touch, baby.
we're running short of time. Let me stop the recording, but thank you. Do me a favor. Like I said with
Please.
Moot, promise me you'll come back and see me in a couple months and we'll catch back up.
Absolutely.
Okay, hang tight for a
Thanks
second.
for having me, Scott.
I'm gonna stop the recording.